Hello everyone. Welcome to welcome to my channel. This is Bhupesh. So today we'll be starting a new series, a new playlist altogether. This is a very important monitoring tool that is popular on the basis of doing a log monitoring. Today we'll be looking how to set up a EFK onto the Kubernetes cluster, any cluster basically. So what does EFK means? EFK is nothing but a very highly indexing log searching combination of three tools basically. In the center you can see there's an Elasticsearch server which is installed as a stateful set. And what is a stateful set? You can watch separate videos from the same channel. And it is storing all the data onto the persistent volume claim. And then there's another component of EFK which is called as Fluentd, which is scanning all the nodes where all your applications have been installed and sending the log from all the nodes to the ES server. So that is what Fluentd is doing. The third and the final component is the Kibana. Kibana is nothing similar, nothing is just a visualization tool just like Grafana, and it is reading all the log from the ES server and then generating in the browser or in the you know dashboards. So this is a quick architecture of your EFK, and you can see everything is being used. Stateful set is used, daemon set is used since we are deploying on each and every node, and deployment is used for rolling updates or on the nodes. Okay. Let's quickly jump onto the practical aspects of it. So there's already a GitHub documentation that I've created for ease of everyone. So this is that page, and all these manifests have been deployed here so that you can quickly install and then get it done. So I'll be doing all these 4 steps quickly. So let me just go back to the screen. Now what the CS is doing, it is installed as a stateful set, Fluentd is a daemon set, and Kibana is a deployment set. So first of all, let's install the Elasticsearch onto the Minikube cluster. I will open my Ubuntu terminal. I can see where I am on this. I'll do lsltr, and I need to go to this Elasticsearch folder. And then first of all, I'll just run this stateful set and make sure that stateful set is up and running. So I'll just do a create. Okay, the stateful set is actually creating 3 pods, 3 replicas. Let me see. Okay, it is starting. Till the time it is starting, let me create this service also for the start, Elasticsearch, so that it is exposed on port number 9200, 9200. So service is created. I'll see service, get service. See service is created in the default namespace. Now let's see the status of pods. Yeah, pods are up and running for all three. So how to quickly check whether pods are perfectly running and fine? So we will just simply do a port forward of Elasticsearch service on 9200 basically. 9200. And then we will see whether that service is responding properly or is there any error. Okay, it is coming properly. There's no problem. There's no error. We'll come back here. We'll cancel this. So our Elasticsearch server is running fine. Okay, now quickly jumping onto the second step, we need to just install Kibana so that the visualization comes proper. So I'll come Kibana. Okay, and inside Kibana, let me see, there are only 2 files. I'll run the deployment first. Running the deployment, and then I'll just expose the service for that deployment. Quick. Let me see, the pod is up and running. PGP pod is running. So I'll see the service. So I'll again check the Kibana installation before we move on to the Fluentd, which is actually capturing the logs from all the pods from all the namespace. So that is what is the is requirement, right? 8p80. We will just do a port forwarding of this Kibana service. We'll come here, we'll run this. Okay, the Kibana is running. Kibana is running on the Elasticsearch server. There's no data as of now because we have not installed it. There's no connection. So what we have done so far, we have actually installed 2 separate entities. One is ES Elasticsearch, and the second one is Kibana. Basically, we have done these through these 2 setups. Now we need to just install this piece so that it will send all the logs to this, and which will be visible on Kibana, right? Let's do the third step and then we'll validate the entire configuration. So again, we'll come on to this Fluentd and then we'll clear the screen. Okay, so first of all, since it is a daemon set that we need to create a cluster role and cluster role binding so that it can scan all the namespace across all the pods. Okay, no problem. Fluentd is already there. So we will just kubectl lead cluster role. Maybe it was there when I was doing testing. Fine. So we will just create a cluster role again. Cluster role created of Fluentd. I'll create a service account. If it is already there, don't just ignore. You can ignore the message. Okay, it is already there. No problem. Cluster role binding must be also be there. Not a problem. Now finally we will just do a installation of daemon set. Now daemon set is something which actually runs on every node. So if you see, we will be having only one daemon set. So if I do kubectl get pods minus o wide, I can see there's only one single node minikube cluster. See, and Elasticsearch three servers are running, three replicas onto different in same node but onto different PVCs. Kibana is running and then Fluentd is running. So let's quickly see whether my data is flowing or not. So okay, one more thing we'll do. We will just come on to the fourth point to validate the validate the entire EFK cluster. So we'll execute certain dummy pod, okay, so that it will generate certain logs. So I've created nginx and curl will not generate anything, but anyway, let me run curl command, curl pod basically. Okay, fine. I can see nginx is also running. Nginx is having some logs. Yeah, all these logs should go to Kibana ideally. So now let's come on to the final piece. Let's see the service. Let's do a port forward of what Kibana only, which is already forwarded. And I'll come here, I'll do a refresh. Then don't show this again, dismiss. I'll come on to this discover. Okay. Let me just do a quick refresh of everything so that GP, let me see the logs whether everything is running fine or not. The Fluentd, is there any problem? No, there's no problem. PGP, kubectl, cc, kubectl, port forward, and then I'll just do a Kibana of 8080. Come here and then see. I'll come on to this index management. There should be index management. Yeah, stack management, index management. Yes, so fine. So index is already created. Normally we need to create index for the first time, but index is already created. I'll come on to discover and then I'll do a 60 minutes to now. Okay, let's run this. Let me filter some other namespace. Equals somewhere. Let me check the metrics namespace. So we need to check how the logs are coming properly on Kibana. So as you rightly said, check whether I've done the port forwarding of Kibana, here port forward service Kibana 8080, and in parallel I'm just checking how many pods are running. So we have these many pods running onto the default namespace. Okay, so let's see whether the it is capturing all the logs from the default namespace, and there are around 5,000 hits. Let me do a pod level filtration of the Kubernetes dot pod name one off. Let me see whether you have anything from nginx. Nginx and Kibana also. Fine. Let's see. We'll do refresh. Yes. So that is how you can actually get the details of all the logs which are in there on the cluster to this. So let me do some filtration, container name, okay, and then the log. Where's the log? Right. So we can do it like this also. What I'm saying, please go to my default namespace and check if any of the pod contains nginx or Kibana. So you can expand any of the log like this. See, now suppose I want to check it from some other namespace because this Fluent D is actually scanning all the namespace. Now this is my different namespace called as metrics. So metric namespace is actually having all the other pods. So if I show this KNS metrics namespace, where my Grafana is installed. Okay, so I'll do see. So if I do another filtration of, then it is not pod name is one of Grafana. I'll do refresh and I'll expand one of this so I can quickly see. See, my pod name contains any name containing Grafana, so it will display. So quickly summarizing what we did, we have already seen. Let me quickly summarize it from the README documentation. So first of all, we installed Elasticsearch as a stateful set, and then Kibana as a deployment, and Fluentd as a daemon set, and then we were able to see all the logs coming from the same namespace or different namespace onto the EFK and onto the Kibana in GUI mode. So yeah, that is pretty much about this different video or different session, but this is a very important uh, topic on EFK. Now, there's one more thing. You might find a lot of things on Google, but the EFK we won't be able to run it properly because there are certain issues which are there onto the Google. So let me tell you those issues also. So into the Fluentd deployment of daemon set, you won't find these two things. You know, the parser definition, which is going as an environment variable, and the exclude path. If you're not adding these two lines, then it will, I mean, you will not be able to get the log. So line number 30, these two environment variables are very, very important. So please make a note of it. Don't run anything blindly from Google. Just understand if your deployment or demo set is failing, why it is failing, and then search it on Google wisely. So that is the change that I want to show you. You can simply now grab this GitHub blindly and then run these steps, and you will be able to get all the details on your machine for sure. So yeah, that is pretty much from today. So we'll be catching up again on our next session, which will be primarily on more topics on EFK. So till then, see you. Bye bye. Thank you.